Okay guys, so we are back in still a Brainrot. And for this video, I'm going to be showing you guys every single new leak for Update 10. And I will also be telling you guys what you need to do before this insane update. But before we get into it, make sure to like and subscribe. And let's get right into it. Alright guys, so once again we have yet another yapping video. And this time this update is going to be absolutely huge. So there's going to be a lot of yapping. So be prepared. Now I'm not sure what to start off with because Sammy has given us very many leaks to work with. The main one obviously being a fuse machine, and if you guys are in the Discord you have seen these leaks, but I'm going to be showing you guys every single leak and obviously taking a deep dive into it because I'm an absolute yapatron. So for the first leak, if you guys look on screen, you can see a little chart that is showing a bunch of money. It has like little blue highlights on it, and you can see where it says the Los Combinations. I don't know if I can say it. Alright, he's getting a fusion. But if you look where the yellow highlight is at, you can see that we are getting a brand new secret called the Dragon Canelli. I'm not sure if that's how you say it, but you guys already know. But as you can see, he is going to give $100 million a second, which is then making him 2 times as good. Okay, yeah, 2 times as good as the Garama and Madungdung. Might I say, this is, absolutely insane. I mean, definitely one of the most insane leaks we have seen so far, because I do not think that very many of you read that screenshot, because it took me a minute to process what I was even looking at, and then I kind of just read and figured out that there was going to be a new fusion. But if you guys were paying attention to the blue highlights, the rarity of that fusion was going to be a freaking secret. So we are going to be getting maybe a new secret that's a fusion. I don't really know. Now we will get you know, obviously deeper into it into this video, so we can obviously see what the fusions are going to be like regardless. But now I'm going to give you guys more of a deep dive into the fuse machine. So if you guys look on screen right now, you can see fuse machine. It says overview. So this is basically how the machine is going to work. Now you guys can pause to read, but I'm still going to read it to you. All right, it says this machine will be local to each player. Players will be able to pick up Brainrots from their base and bring them to the machine. So pause. All right, pause. So what this basically means, right, is that we are going to be able to come over here to our base, right, and instead of me holding sell, okay, on my legendary, I will show this later in the video, but we are going to actually be able to pick up our own Brainrots, and whatever ones that we are wanting to fuse, or whatever fusions we're able to get, we can basically pick up our own ingredients, you know, our Brainrots, and bring it to the machine and actually put it in the machine ourselves. You guys know in the past, whenever he was doing, whenever Sammy was doing the Lavaka ritual thing where you needed like, I think 3 different Lavakas to do it, you actually had to steal it on multiple accounts. So if you were wanting to do that alone, you usually have to have like 3 alt accounts, which then requires you to have like the account manager on Roblox, which I'm pretty sure is against TOS in the freaking first place, and you probably shouldn't be freaking doing it. Or you can have your friends help you, and then you guys can argue on whoever gets the thing from the ritual thing. So it's kind of just way more convenient. And yes, we will be able to use this during events slash, you know, the ritual thing for the Lavaka. Actually, wait, that's not in the game anymore. I mean the one for the Bombabito Crocodilo or whatever. Yes, that one. All right, anyways, let's continue the overview. So as you guys can see, it says players will be put up to, what the heck does that even say? Players will be put up to 4 Brainrots in the fuse machine. Okay, I think he's, you know, had a little bit of a typo there. I don't really know. I think that this means that we will be able to put up to 4 Brainrots in the fuse machine, which means I think that that's either the maximum or how much it's going to require for you to be able to fuse something and make the fusion. If it does require 4 Brainrots, that is going to be a little bit hard, because especially if we have a secret Brainrot, it's not going to be the easiest thing in the world to get 4 of them, let alone putting them in the freaking machine. Actually, wait, I keep on forgetting that you can grab your own stuff now. Never mind, it will be very easy to put them in the machine, but it is not easy to get 4 secret Brainrots, especially for your local average player. So continuing the list, all right, says there will be a list of 12 possible Brainrots with different rarities that players will be able to receive from the machine. Okay, wait, I did not read these leaks before I got on here. I think I saw a few of them, but I did not read that part. So there's going to be 12 fusions in this update. It says there will be a list of 12 possible Brainrots with different rarities that players will be able to receive. Okay, yeah, so yeah, there's going to be 12 different fusions. I'm pretty sure that's what that means. So there you guys have it. I'm about 91. Okay, yes, only 91. All right, yes, 91% sure that there will be 12 possible brain rot fusions in this update. If there is, I want everyone to put absolute cinema in the comments down below, or absolute cinnamon, because, you know, why not? All right, anyways, continuing, what do we have next on this list? Wait, what the heck just spawned? What was that noise? Oh my god, did I just get a Trinostruzo spawned? Hello? Okay, cool. I mean, yeah, might as well. I mean, why not? You know, I don't really need bro, but I mean, you know, that's okay. I'm just gonna let him chill in the base. He's on the 3rd floor up there. He's looking real nice. All right, anyways, continuing. All right, so I'm gonna show the grab thing that I was talking about earlier. So if you guys look on screen right now, you can see Sammy, all right, and you can see the newer brain rot god of this update. And as I was saying, you can see a sell button, and then you could also see a grab button. So once again, you will be able to grab your own brain rots, which I honestly think that this is the coolest part of the whole update. You know, a lot of people are gonna be mad about that. Obviously, the fuse machine is freaking beautiful, but bro, do you guys even understand how much we've been needing this feature? Like, look, I'm gonna pop up a Discord message, okay? It's Sammy, all right? He's saying, by the way, this also means you can do events with your own brain rots now, of course. So there's just a little bit of proof that we can use these during events and pick them up and do whatever we're gonna need to do. Now, I know, again, a lot of people probably disagree with me that that is the best part of this update, but I'm, you know, talking about feature-wise, okay? That is the best feature in this whole entire update, all right? Being able to grab your brain rots is going to help in the future so much, but another thing I forgot to mention is that the picture that I got of Sammy with the grab thing, there was actually a video, and I'm not going to include it in this video, but it was basically just him grabbing it, right? And once you grab it, it obviously goes above your head and you're holding it like you're stealing it. But if you press place, right? So like, let's say that I picked up my epic right here, okay? And then I went over to my legendary, I can place down the epic and it'll switch their places. See, now this is going to help us so much, and that is the most useful thing ever. Let me explain why real quick, all right? I need everyone listening because it's gonna get a little bit freaking confusing. You guys know that you basically have to get an alt account on your phone or whatever to actually rearrange your brain rots. And the reason why rearranging your brain rots is so important is because if you want to like not get your stuff stolen, you need to put your more rare stuff on your 3rd floor. Now, if you're more of a noob, all right, it should probably go on your 2nd floor and go in the back, like closest to the wall over here. Anything that is as far away from this door as possible is where your brain rot needs to go. So for example, right, let's find the most rare thing I have in this base, which is actually my Trinostruzo. All right, so I guess we're not going to use that as an example. Let's say that this epic right here was like the best brain rot in the game, like the brand new secret rainbow version, every trait on it, right? I just pick it up and all I have to do is run right up here to my top floor and switch places with it. And now it is on my 3rd floor. It is the farthest spot, okay? It just switched places with my Trinostruzo. It is the farthest place from the ladder, so they're gonna have to grab it, stand above the ladder, and still go all the way down the freaking stairs to even be able to get out of my base. And then after that, you know, someone's probably gonna hit them, I'm gonna hit them, or whatever. But the point is that rearranging in your base is needed, and usually it does depend on the rarity if you want to actually rearrange your base or not. But it's seeming pretty freaking crazy right now, so that has got to be the best feature in this whole entire update. Now, it is time for the main part of the video, and this is going to be a very long, very long yap session. So, for starters, as you guys can see in the screenshot, this is Sammy, and the fuse machine is behind him. Now, the fuse machine does look pretty clean, all right? It looks like a little blue machine. Yes, it makes a lot of sense, but it has the usual collect zone thing on it, because if we come right over here really fast, we can see that the bubblegum machine also had a little collect zone thing, and you know, whenever you get in the zone, that's obviously where you're gonna place your brain rots at to even be able to fuse anything. Now, there is one thing that I'm curious about, and I'm going to go on a very long yap session here, is what all 12 fusions are there going to be? And I also want to talk to you guys as well. All right, give me your predictions in the comments right now, okay? Because if you have been watching the video for this long, comment down below what you think some of the possible fusions are going to be, because I don't think it's just gonna be between any of the new brain rots, because you know, the chart that I showed earlier, it showed a fusion of a brand new secret, and then it also just showed a new secret in general. So we're just gonna be getting a brand new secret that's gonna be extremely overpowered in general. But I'm not sure if Sammy is going to leak it or not, all right? Because I am filming this on Wednesday, and the update does come out on Friday. So he could end up dropping more leaks, but I'm not sure just yet. All I know is that there's 12 possible fusions, and I'm curious to see what you guys think the fusions are going to be. And if you have made it this far, start commenting your fusions. But one more thing you need to comment, all right? And one more thing that I want to talk about is the concurrent player count of this update, all right? I do think that it got like 6.5 mil. I don't know. I think it broke the record by like 100,000. I really have no idea. They did end up breaking a record in this update, but for this update, I'm going to predict, all right, at least 7 million concurrent players. I know that's probably pushing a lot, but the last update was on a Friday. This update's on a Friday. I feel like people are getting more used to it. We have a fusion machine with 12 new fusions. So even if you're a noob, you could have a possible chance to have something in your base that is able to be fused depending on if you have 4 of them or not. So it's going to be really cool to look at this, because what I'm actually like curious about is, I'm gonna go ahead and assume that this is what it's gonna be, but I'm curious to know if it's going to have a different design for the fusions. So basically, whenever you make these fusions, is it going to look different than the regular version? It probably is, which means that they had to use or work on like 12 new models for this update. And Sammy did say that it was going to be a very big update, and he was putting in a very good amount of work to this update. So W Sammy in the comments. But I honestly don't know what the 12 fusions are going to be. I just know that it's probably going to end up being something that's not always going to be like really rare. I don't think that they would just do only secret fusions. I mean, according to the chart, there's only going to be one secret fusion that we know of right now. And then one more thing I was wanting to talk about, and yes, I know I keep on saying that, but we had a little bit of admin abuse yesterday, and guess what? Whenever Sammy was admin abusing, the game ended up hitting like a light, 6 million players just from admin abuse. People know that admin abuse happens every single update, and that is why there is so many freaking people on there, because getting admin abuse at the start of the update is really good, because if you do end up getting something rare, you could end up trading it for something like crazy amounts of value higher. So it does make a lot of sense. But the main point is that I think that this update is going to be absolutely huge. And again, I could be wrong, but 99% of the time I'm not, because still a brain rot, regardless of what anyone wants to say. Just because it's a brain rot game does not mean it does not have any effort going into it. This game has crazy effort. W updates every single time I freaking play. I love this freaking game. So now for one of the last leaks for this update. If you guys look on screen, you can see what the fused brain rots are going to look like. So it says select up to 4 brain rots to fuse. Now, I don't know if there's going to be a Nubini Pizzanini fusion, okay? But yeah, I think he just used that as a placeholder. But he did say this on the Discord, but I do not have the message. But he did say somewhere about, you guys, meaning like us, the fans of the game, were wanting another use for money, which I have never like mentioned that or anything like that, and I didn't even know that people were wanting that. But now that I do know that, that is pretty cool. I can't even lie. But if we pull the screenshot back up, all right, it says fusion time 15 minutes. Now obviously that could be yet another placeholder. It just depends, and I'm kind of curious as to how's the fuse machine. What in the world did I just freaking say? I'm curious as to how the fuse machine is going to work in public servers. Like, will your fused brain rot, will you have to like carry it back to your base? Because this is for my people who only play public servers and do not go on private servers at all. Imagine you're fusing something, right? And then you're waiting for it to get done. What if someone else is fusing their brain rots too? I mean, is it just like only to you? Is it only something you can see? I'm really curious on that part, actually. But imagine you take out your fused brain rot. Will it go to your base instantly? I hope it will. I guarantee you Sammy will end up doing that, because they usually execute their features beautifully, no glaze, okay? But I can just imagine, oh yeah, I've been waiting one day to get my secret fusion, and then boom, you take your freaking fusion out, and granted you're in a public server, and then you just grab it and you go back to your base, and as you're going back to your base, someone just smacks the freaking living mess out of you. What do you do in that situation? Yeah, so please just make it to where it goes straight to your base. Let's not make it hard for people, please. I pray, because the freaking admin commands were already hard enough, and we all know that they actually did end up nerfing it a little bit, which I am a little bit sad about, but at the same time, it is a very fair thing to do. Anyways though, pulling the screenshot back up, like I said, it says fusion time 15 minutes. Now, again, this could be a placeholder. It does say possible fusions, and then it shows like it could go up to an epic or something. So maybe I've been thinking about it wrong this whole entire time. Oh my gosh. Hopefully I have not been thinking about it incorrectly this whole time, or I'm gonna be very freaking angry. But what I'm thinking about is like, what if you decided to mix like 3 Brainrot gods and a secret, right? Then would you have a chance to get a secret fusion? Like, I guess it's just like, is it a chance thing? I really have no idea. But now for the last part of the screenshot, as you guys can see, it says $500 down there, and that is the other use that they're going to have for money now, which I do think that this is something smart, you know, and $500 again could be a placeholder. You know, 500 bucks in this game is like quite literally nothing, especially if you've been playing this game for a decent amount of time. I mean, holy crap, you don't got 500 freaking dollars. But I am glad that they are giving another use for money. You know, I guess it does make a good amount of sense, but at the same time, like it really just doesn't matter, because I don't think that they're gonna like overprice it crazy, because between saving up for rebirths, because for example, guys, look at this right here. We need a Ballerino Lololo and $50 trillion to get this next freaking rebirth that I have yet to get, and I am not joking. I have yet to get this freaking rebirth at all, and I don't know when I'm going to be able to get it. Trust me, guys, whenever I say do this now before the update, all right, you better be listening, because that is what I'm gonna say at the end, because again, there could be a new rebirth this update. Who knows? But I do listen to my own advice, okay? I swear I do listen to my own advice. I just like couldn't get $50 trillion. I just like, I play the game, but I do not play the game that much. I mean, holy crap, what the heck am I supposed to freaking do? But I guess my point is that, you know, saving up for rebirths is already expensive enough, and then you gotta buy the brain rots that are coming on the thing, and then now we gotta, you know, buy fusions. I mean, it should be fine, because usually any brain rot that spawns, I have enough to buy regardless. So I guess it doesn't really matter, you know. And if you guys have like friends, you could just like hit up one of your friends and be like, yo, do you have that really rare Garama that I can borrow to farm some money for a second? Because that's usually what I ended up doing for my rebirth. I was like, you know, I'm gonna hit up one of my friends that has a Garama, and boom, started making big money bands. But time for the last, you know, technically, okay, a leak. And what I mean by technically is, if you look on screen, this is when the update is going to happen. Okay, it's going to be Friday, August 1st at 11 a.m. Now, I have talked about this many different times about it being so early, and I am on Central Time. So if you were on EST, which is Eastern Standard Time, it is going to be at 12 p.m. for you. It's going to be 1 hour after me. And if you're on like the other side of the world, I don't really know. It could be afternoon, morning, whenever, you know, it just kind of depends. I think that 11 a.m. is a good healthy middle though, you know. I do not like the updates on Friday though. I have expressed this before, but I guess it's still a good idea. But hopefully whenever school starts or something, because for most people it maybe has, I really don't know. I know that it does start in August at some point, but my main point is that we all know that this game has a lot of kids who play it. So for example, at 11 a.m. Most kids are going to be in school on a freaking Friday. So I really hope that they go back to Saturday updates, because concurrent players do matter a lot with these updates, and they are breaking records. And I'm just saying, okay, if they want to continue breaking records, they probably want to move it back to Saturday. But, you know, for now, Friday is good, I guess. Now, that was the last leak for this video. Now it is for me, okay? You know, my turn to tell you guys what you probably need to do before this update. Now, surprisingly, there are multiple things, and yes, one of those things is rebirth, okay? And yes, you do need to save up for a rebirth. Now, have I gotten word that there is going to be a new rebirth in this update? No, I've not, okay? You know, there is no rebirths that I know of yet. Usually when it comes to rebirths, things that I've constantly noticed is that they usually do a rebirth like every other update. So for example, the last update was a rebirth, but the one before that was not a rebirth, but the one before that one was a rebirth. Now it does depend, because we all know that still a Brainrot is very unpredictable. They have had some very good updates lately. So again, we could end up getting a new rebirth. They might just start stacking up the freaking rebirths to the point where leaderboard leaderboard players can't even freaking catch up. I mean, we really honestly never know whatsoever. But the main point, guys, is just make sure to save your money, okay? You know, I know that I'm a pretty good player at this game, but I probably don't even play as much as you guys actually think. I mean, I tried to save my money, and I did not expect it to be $50 trillion and a random Brainrot god that is actually very rare, and I literally do not have a ballerina Lolo at all. So that's all I'm saying, guys. All right, you know, just save your money, all right? And the other thing that I want you guys to do is probably start stacking up 3 of like every random Brainrot. Now, this could depend, you know, you could just start collecting random Brainrots. You could start putting them on alt accounts, whatever you feel comfortable with doing, or just putting them in your base. Obviously, I'm recommending this for the more rare things, like probably mythic and up. You probably just want to start collecting 3 of each of them. And this is just due to the fact that, you know, there is going to be 12 possible new fusions. So I guess you could get kind of an early start, and if you correctly predict which one of the fusions it's going to be, and you already have 3 of it, then I guess you're just chilling. Now, if it's a secret, it's gonna depend a lot on your luck, and just hopefully you can get 3 freaking secrets. I mean, you know, if it is the Lavaca secret, though, that one is going to be very easy to get. Okay, very easy. We all know that the Lavaca is basically a common Brainrot now, all right? But that is about it for my huge, and yes, I mean absolutely huge yap session in this freaking video, all right? You know, this is just what you need to do before the update, and I enjoyed showing you guys every last leak. I am very excited. I'm hoping that we can at least get 7 million players on this update. It'll be freaking awesome, all right, guys? And also make sure to tell me down below what your concurrent player predictions are going to be, and if it's going to be a WRL update so far just based off of the leaks. But that's enough yapping from me. Okay, guys, so I really did enjoy making this video. I'm not gonna lie, this update looks insane. I mean, I'm really excited for this update, and I cannot wait to like actually see what it's going to bring. I know that we've already gotten so many leaks, but I promise this update is probably going to be like one of the most insane updates I think we've ever seen on this game ever. But anyways, guys, make sure to join my Discord server if you want daily updates on videos or just want an active community in general, and also make sure to like and subscribe so I can feed my family. I'll see you guys in the next one, and goodbye.